From ingredients to the dining table, let nutrition safeguard the daily health of every family. Hello everyone, welcome to the Family Nutrition and Dietary Guidance course. In this lesson, let's learn about family nutrition surveys together. I wonder if you have ever had such doubts. We carefully prepare meals for our families every day and feel particularly satisfied seeing everyone enjoy the food. But sometimes, we quietly wonder, is the nutrition in this meal I prepared really comprehensive enough? Are our children's growth, the elderly's health, and our daily energy levels truly getting sufficient nutritional support? Today, we will explain family nutrition surveys from the following 4 aspects. We need to conduct a comprehensive health checkup for the family's dietary habits. This checkup is called a family nutrition survey in nutrition science. First, we need to understand what exactly is a family nutrition survey. Simply put, it's like a baseline test for the family's diet. We use scientific methods to record and analyze all the food and drinks consumed by the entire family over a period, and then assess whether these foods meet the health needs of each family member. So, what's the use of doing this survey? It's very significant. There are 3 main points. First, identify nutritional problems. For example, are we consuming too much oil and salt? Are we eating enough vegetables and fruits? Is calcium intake sufficient? Through the survey we can see it clearly. Second guide, scientific meal planning. Knowing the problems, we can adjust the menu accordingly, supplement what is lacking, reduce what is excessive, making the family table more scientific and healthier. Third, prevent chronic diseases. Many chronic diseases, such as hypertension and diabetes, are related to long-term unhealthy eating habits. Early nutritional intervention is the best prevention. How exactly is it done, everyone? Don't think it's complicated. We just need to use 3 magic tools. Well, the most commonly used and suitable methods for family operation are mainly 3. The record method, the inquiry method, and the weighing method. The record method. It is an investigation method that calculates the per capita daily food intake and further converts it into energy and nutrient intake. By recording the family's food, inflow and outflow purchases, consumption, waste, leftovers, and the number of diners over a certain survey period. This method is especially suitable for families with regular routines. The specific approach is record continuously for 3 to 7 days, detailing all food purchased daily at home, including rice, flour, oil, meat, eggs, milk, vegetables, fruits, and even snacks and condiments in a notebook. Record how many gin were bought and how much money was spent. At the same time, record the number of people eating during this period, and whether there were guests or leftover food thrown away. Finally, divide the total consumption by the total person days to calculate the average amount of food consumed per person per day. The advantage of this method is that it is simple and easy to implement without disrupting normal life. The inquiry method. This method is more flexible and suitable for families with inconsistent schedules among members. It involves recalling what family members ate in the past 24 hours or a recent period through face-to-face questioning. For example, you can ask your child, "Sweetie, what did you eat yesterday morning? What did you have for lunch at school? What did you eat when you came home in the evening? Did you drink milk before bed?" Record each person's recall. Its advantage is speed, but the disadvantage is that it requires the person being asked to remember clearly, and sometimes there might be omissions. The weighing method. It is a dietary survey method that involves weighing the actual weight of food, recording it, and converting it into nutrient intake. This is the most accurate, but also the most troublesome method. As the name implies, it involves using a kitchen scale to weigh each ingredient, for example, rice, raw meat, raw vegetables before cooking. After cooking, if there are leftovers, weigh them again. Finally, after eating, also weigh the waste, like bones and skins left on the plate. Through calculation, we can know very precisely how much of the meal was actually consumed. This method provides the most accurate data and is suitable for families who want in-depth research or have special nutritional needs, for example, diabetic patients. But it does require more time and effort. After hearing about these 3 methods, which one do you think is most suitable for your own family? To make it clearer for everyone, let's do a practical exercise. I suggest that families, especially those doing the survey for the first time, can start with the record method. Because it is the easiest to stick with. We can design a simple table with headers including date, food, name, purchase amount, jin, or grams remarks. For example, whether there was waste, whether there were guests. Let's take Zhang San's family as an example and record their diet from Monday to Wednesday. For example, on Monday they bought 1 jin of pork, 2 jin of tomatoes, 1 jin of eggs, 3 jin of rice. Recorded all during these 3 days, the family consisted of father, mother, and child, 3 people eating in total. So the total person days is 3 people multiplied by 3 days equals 9 person days. After 3 days, we tally it up. For example, a total of 2 jin of pork and 5 jin of tomatoes were consumed. Then, dividing the total consumption by 9 gives the average consumption per person per day. For example, on average, each person consumed 2 jin/9 is approximately equal to 0.22 jin, which is about 110 grams of pork per day. Alright, here comes the most crucial step. We've kept records for several days and obtained a bunch of data. What do these numbers actually mean? This requires analysis and evaluation. At this point, we need a gold standard for comparison, which is the dietary pagoda in the Chinese dietary guidelines. This pagoda clearly recommends approximately how much grains and tubers, vegetables and fruits, livestock and poultry, meat, eggs, dairy, etc. each of us should eat per day. Let's compare our own data calculated by the record method. For example, my family averages 300 grams of vegetables per person per day, with the pagoda's recommendation of 300 to 500 grams. We see it meets the standard, or is even on the low side. So, we have a goal for next week's grocery shopping: buy more vegetables. Another example, if the calculation shows an average daily oil consumption of 40 grams, while the recommended amount is 25 to 30 grams, it's clearly exceeded. Then, we need to pay attention to reducing oil in our cooking. Through such comparisons, our family's nutritional shortcomings and excesses are clearly laid out before us. Today, we learned together about the significance of family nutrition surveys, 3 practical methods, and even conducted a small practical exercise. Actually conducting a nutrition survey for the family is not as profound and mysterious as one might think. It's more like an exploration, filled with love, helping us understand our family's health needs better. That's all for today's micro lesson. Thank you for listening. Wishing you and your family scientific and healthy eating. Goodbye. In the next lesson, we will learn about the evaluation of the nutritional status of family diets.